Now at 6, never before seen evidence in the Boston Marathon bombing trial. All of it found at the scene of the Watertown shootout. And we're talking about everything from homemade bombs to receipts for backpacks and ammunition as well.
Yeah, the evidence now giving us a better picture tonight of what the Tsarnaev brothers may have been plotting next. Our Jim Armstrong was inside the courtroom for all of it today. He joins us now. Jim.
Jonathan, we really reached the part of this trial where all the loose ends are starting to come together. Things that this jury has heard about, maybe in passing or in a whisper, maybe something from an opening statement. It's all coming together now so they get a fuller picture of what prosecutors hope will eventually prove to them what happened at the marathon bombing and in the days afterwards. We're in here.
This is a bomb we didn't even know existed until this trial, made out of a Tupperware container and loaded with green fuses, still covered in black powder residue. Investigators found this in the back of the SUV that was carjacked by the Tsarnaev brothers, but the duo never lit the fuse. But some of the other bombs that were lit the night of the firefight with Watertown police never went off, and therefore they are now evidence against Johar Tsarnaev. Today, as a state police expert testified, they had to use a special robot to retrieve these devices, fearing the whole time they would explode on Laurel Street. These pipe bombs loaded with BBs, just like those at the marathon finish line. Another state police expert who specializes in fingerprint identification told jurors how he was able to match Tamerlan and Johar's fingerprints, not just to their own green Honda Civic, but all over the inside and outside of that carjacked Mercedes. One of Johar's prints was even located on a magazine from the Ruger used in Cambridge and Watertown. That same witness testified to what was found inside Tamerlan's wallet when it was found in the brothers' Honda Civic. It included a March 30th receipt from Home Depot for 2 soldering guns, an April 11th receipt from State Line Guns and Ammo up in Plastow, a $900 MoneyGram to Russia from the 13th of April, and the next day, 2 backpacks purchased at Target. A DNA expert later testified that blood found on 2 white gloves inside the brothers' Civic was a match for Sean Collier's blood, the murdered MIT police officer. But also, none of the stains on Tsarnaev's blood-soaked gray sweatshirt are a match for Collier. All blood tested on that item belonged to Tsarnaev. In fact, you can see it here as he surrenders from that Watertown boat.
Just about a week or so ago, this jury had to hear the most emotional, gut-wrenching testimony from victims and from survivors. It's really shifted in terms of the testimony and what they're hearing now. It's a lot of technical details. They had long tutorials today about DNA evidence and about fingerprint evidence, how it's collected, how it's gathered, and how it's analyzed. That's the type of testimony these jurors can expect to hear for at least the next several days as the physical evidence case of this trial continues. Live outside federal court, Jim Armstrong, WBZ News. Jonathan?
Jim, thanks very much for that. You know, you can get up-to-the-minute updates from our Jim Armstrong, who is live tweeting from the courtroom. You can follow him at Jim Armstrong, WBZ.